This is an entertainment event, so we don't just come for sing and talk and dance and, you know what I mean? We're here to teach and learn, yeah? Everybody all right? Yeah. Okay. You will know who he is, kings and queens. Here from MOSIAH Store 2012, stamp your foot, clap your hand, and make some noise for the one and only Akala! All right, hold on. This is Dessalines, yeah? The man that brought about the Haiti Revolution. No, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, the ferocious. Yeah?
Why are we here today? Thank you. Why are we here today? Right, and what Michaela Means said, I think, amongst so many other poignant things that were said, is that if we're not continuing the legacy of these people, we might as well shut our mouth and not mention their name again. It's simple things. If we're not engaged in the practices and the philosophies and updating and continuing the work, then it's blasphemy, innit? Because who came before Garvey? Garvey was the first to acknowledge Martin Delaney, Frederick Douglass, etc., 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 right? Whose legacy was he building on? Right? He ran with that legacy. So if we're not running with the legacy, best we just be quiet, innit? So anyway, yes, I said the ghetto's in our head, but no, I didn't mean if you live next to a food yard, that's in your dreams. I meant believing in the foolishness they spout about us is far more dangerous than putting us in council houses. See, I criticize, but from a place of love. Never, ever, because I think that I've become above. Every young bruv they want to judge as a tug is me minus a little guidance and love, so I think that they're the mugs. And why be smug when it's an actual fact? We all commit crime simply by paying tax. Because they didn't go and tickle them people in Iraq and ask them so politely for all the minerals we extract. They blew children's heads off, set fire to backs. Because this a gangster nation, get down and you get clapped. So when you see our youth them running around on the road with heaters, don't be surprised. They're just copying the so-called leaders. Long as the wars stay in places that are brown and poor, we can all pretend to be abhorred, but then applaud. If we go up to Knightsbridge and get violent, the policeman that doppers you will probably get knighted. So if I don't want to fight you, cause it ain't cause I'm frightened, I'd just rather fight with those who really think they're titans. Shh, I ain't scared of bleeding. I am scared of breathing another breath in this world where everything is so uneven. Where millions murdered in the Congo when it's barely news. But if a footballer's wife should buy a pair of shoes, I'm supposed to give up. Apparently what I do not. The world's a reflection of your block. And if you think a world that profit from African death and be totally cool, thinks you're better cause you live here, then you're a bloody fool. Look around at genocidal abuse. I swear, this is just nothing but a virus with shoes. And I pick my nephew up from school and I look at the youths and see the love they show each other. And I'm just so confused because they ain't learned yet what is their race or religion. So we're born unconditioned, but we learn to play our position in the system. Look what that does to our recognition of self. We grow suspicion of our own intuition. Now listen, Akala's sick, but he raps about racism too much. Could you imagine I gave a flying? Because it's amazing how many want to claim they love our music with no respect for the actual struggle that produced it. Real talk, I get it all the time. I get it all the time. You can rap about murdering black people, but don't affirm a positive black identity. It offends me. It's amazing how many want to claim they love our music with no respect for the actual struggle that produced it. Did hip-hop not start in segregated hoods? Are them hoods not still segregated? So it's really good. Are the First Nation not still on reservations where the age of 46 is the average life expectation? And fellas, I weren't aware the favelas have been suddenly knocked down and replaced with something better. So if you got sense, you see fights joined in race, class, and gender sides of the same coin. But if you're really down for justice, whoever the people who suffers, whoever you are, I consider you my sister's brothers. But call it what it is, like Carlin or Bill Hicks. Not these patronizing left-wing little twits that ask me dumb on a superior tip and want to act like because I read I saw their stabbings as a kid. Don't make me an exception for your mental protection from accepting the madness of the system we are left in. That was the clearest thing to come of August events. All the closet bigots started speaking their minds again. So when the Jamaican or Asians misbehaving, of course it's because of their skin. Blonde hair shoots a million people, that's just him. And it's entertaining some people are so thick. And it's entertaining some people are so thick, but I prefer that than all of the fake grins. Because it's the only problem. People claim they want to solve, but don't actually want to talk about how it evolved. See, originally in the States, working class whites were also enslaved, but they don't talk about it today. Ever since the master came with the system of privilege, made the working whites the overseers, mulattoes the house, because put the darkest blacks in the field. That mind is with us still. $1 billion industry, skin cream and bleaching pills. And And let's be honest, most people of my complexion to this very day still think they're better than the darker section. You say it's changed, then only educate me about Wilberforce. They say it's changed, then only educate me about Wilberforce, not about the Africans in Haiti who beat the armies of the British, Spanish, and Napoleon from the moment they stolen them. There was no controlling them. When I was in school, she said, no, you never fought for freedom. No, we freed you, and you were on your knees pleading. No, we freed you, and you were on your knees pleading. And what's more, did you know that we kind of saved you from the barbarism of Africa? You should be grateful. And enough of our own people can't be bothered to read that they actually believed that we were swinging from trees. They don't know the Kingdom of Congo had embassies in Italy 500 years ago. Quite literally. Ain't heard of St. Marie snore, Septimus Severus. They ain't studying the past because they think it's irrelevant. And attempts to pretend ancient Egyptians weren't African is nothing more than pseudo-intellectual lies. They obviously ain't read what Aristotle and Herodotus said about people that they saw for their own eyes, because Egypt's been invaded since the fall of the pharaohs. Not once, not twice, but many, many times. So nobody wants to explain why so many statues are missing noses, even when them statues made of granite. It ain't our people alone, no mistaught about themselves. We live on Celtic land, but don't learn about the Celts the same. Irish people, they characterize as stupid during the dark ages, some of the most educated living in Europe. And do we learn the numbers we count with every day was invented by Indian people? I bet we didn't. Or how many million of us all fought for these fools in both world wars? Still they got to call us immigrants. We don't learn about the Moors, of course. For some, that knowledge dangerous. Is it a problem, the impact they had on the Renaissance? When people take power over another group, they minimize their achievements so they can make it feel true. So if you think Columbus was first to sail the ocean blue, you probably believe Elvis invented rock and roll too. So if you think Columbus was first to sail the ocean blue, you probably believe Elvis invented rock and roll too. And oh, for the record, no doubt I believe in peace. But not for 1 second in no turning of a cheek. They slap you, slap them back, take teeth. The only way a bully ever learn is getting beat. Fight. Fire with fire? Nah, fire with water. See, the life-giving force is stronger than the destroyer. What's going on, people? Okay. I've got another one I want to share with you. We'll see where we're at after that for time. We might squeeze in 2 more if we can. Another little acapella. Knowledge is power, always, always. Okay, we'll go for that one next. We'll go for that one next. Okay. Sorry, kids, let me apologize before I go further. Unfortunately, I don't rap about how many blacks I've murdered. And some may find it boring, appalling, and I ain't scoring blacks from the little rap packs for merely stating facts. Like not ability to murder man lyrically. Just thought killing shouldn't be glorified. Silly me. Apparently, murdering man has become an aspiration, but what would happen if you reverse the situation and black rappers claiming they clap a black in the face rapped about killing white people as much? Would they still get embraced? Or would you find the applauding will quickly turn to appalling and you got no career here by the next morning? I ain't saying we should do that. That ain't gonna help us free our sons. Just pointing out how absurd that it has become. If a Chinese rapper were to say, die, chink, die, even we would be like, what is wrong with this guy? But some of us have become so accustomed to just behave disgusting. We think it's just our behavior and that ain't worth discussion. Or worse yet, that is cultural expression. But who owns Beretta? And who owns Smith & Wesson? Who owns the cars we're driving that we think's defining who we are? We're running from ourselves and find there's no hiding. So we can boast about our Prada and our Christian Dior. Still security will follow us when we're in the store. And we can boast about our platinum chains and stupid diamond rings while kids in Sierra Leone keep on losing limbs. Act like you got no brain and you ain't got no shame. And say, so what, I'm getting dough, but we're pawns in the game. They're laughing at the little coons who really think we're goons. Real goons don't wear platinum chains, they wear ties and suits. They don't live in estates and sell flake. They invade with guns and tanks and take your whole state. Mate, so pardon me if I don't find it funny. We boast about it, but do we even know what is money? See, it's hard to act dumb when you've read a couple hundred books, but still in anybody's hood, so tell me who is shook. When you've been to Brazil and stood in favela streets next to kids holding hand grenades and M16s, when you come back to London, it ain't serious. We make it more ghetto with the way we think, like we're delirious. If we lived in them real slums without food or running water, where police drive by and kill sons and daughters, we give our right arms just for the chance to go to school instead. What do? The killer trigger to play the fool, and I ain't saying school is the answer. Educate yourself. See, it's not the money you make, you are the wealth. And I ain't saying we ain't got to struggle right here in Britain, but we're taught to act in theory and play position perfectly. It's disturbing me, the verbal murder be absurd to me. It occurred to me, if you have not heard of me, it's probably because I don't rap about Gucci and booty. Quite enough for the urban scene to fully salute me, but I don't really care. I'm too busy writing my master thesis. It's hard to play the stereotype when you study Egypt, plus urban scene we're racist to ourselves. And elevating words of hate, we're merely hating ourselves. And if you are musically broad or dare to speak intelligent, people look at you like, who the hell you think you better than? I'm better than no one on this earth. And I know I'm not, but I refuse to play small just to fit in their box. And I don't hate none of the other rappers. In fact, it's quite the other. Look at me as your bigger, wiser, older brother. And as your brother, should I tell you you're in trouble? If they clap when you celebrate killing, do they really love you? If record label bosses' kids were dying, would they sell us violence quickly as they're ready to desensitize us to tell you to shit on the floor, holding all the scoops, throw you a bone like a dog jumping through a hoop? Don't take it as a compliment, because it is not that. I tell them that they're African, they tell me it's not that. But humanity is African. Even if not black, the truth can be painful. Shh, better stop that. It's so inconvenient for those at the top that you talk too much truth, you might just get popped at. And if women are such hoes that we don't want to kiss them, what does it say about us that we still want to put our dick in? I'm done with the lies. Third eye open wide. See, the tougher that you act, the weaker you really feel inside. So all the killer, the trigger, and when we call ourselves and want platinum chains bigger than jiggers, it's just to run from the fact that we feel insecure. Get as many things as you want, but it cannot restore the core of who we are truly. That will surpass beauty. That comes from knowledge of ourselves and a sense of duty. So all my brothers still claiming that we are thugs. No, if we're honest, we just want to be loved. But we feel that we're not worthy and that we're not smart. So we act aggressive to protect our fragile little hearts, but we got to deal with this pain or it will consume. That's enough honesty. Now let's resume. Turn this off, go back to rappers that tell us kill. But inside of ourselves, we know that this is real. Akala, this was from SBTV. Double Think's out now, check the CD. If you want a little knowledge bigger than college, I promise you the metaphorics that I'll offer you solace like the Great Pyramid alone had 2.3 million stones. If you took them apart and placed them in a row, they would stretch 2/3 of the way around the earth. That is more stone than there is in every single British church ever put together. Each stone cut to a degree of accuracy of 1/1000th of an inch. Well, what does that mean? In 1978, the Japanese ran an experiment to rebuild them with modern technology and failed terribly. But anyway, that's enough for today. What's going on, people? Make some noise, please. Red, black, and green all day. Big up. Make some noise.
Akala, kings and queens, Akala. I want to big him up.